Are you a first-time home buyer? You're at the right place. My name is Nan Nan. I'm a local realtor right here in Bothell, Washington. I serve Bothell and the greater Seattle areas. In the Buying a Home for the First Time series, we're going to find various tips and advice for first-time home buyers that are often localized for the greater Seattle market. In today's video, you're going to find what to ask a real estate agent at an open house, because often buyers, and especially first-time home buyers, start their journey by visiting open houses. In addition to finding out what to ask an open house agent, today's video will also explain the reasons behind those questions. So the next time you visit an open house, you're going to be armed with open house strategies that will maximize and make effective use of your time. Before diving right into the questions, I'd like to convey the structure of today's video. First, I'd like to convey the objectives of an open house in the buyer's perspective, aka what are you getting out of it as a first-time home buyer? Then, what to ask a real estate agent at an open house, but partitioned into various categories, so the questions are more organized. Finally, I'd like to reiterate the objectives and your action items after the open house. Let's get started with the objectives. For buyers and especially first-time home buyers, an open house is a great opportunity for them to find out what they really want. They can do it by focusing on the parts of the property that they like, and also eliminating parts of the properties that they don't like. It's a great discovery process for first-time home buyers, and also an opportunity for them to learn what's out in the market, so eventually you can find and win the house you love. You can also leverage the open house opportunity to learn about the home buying process. For example, what do I need to know before buying a house? How to find a real estate agent to work with? On closing day, what to expect? If you're buying a home for the first time, getting familiar with the home buying and closing process is extremely important. What to ask an open house agent? You can start with the process. Speaking of, the first category of what you should ask a real estate agent at an open house is the process. I would start at the highest level, which is the entire transactional process. You can find this online. I can't take credit for this, but you can use it as a reference. Bring a copy and have the open house agent on site explain every step to you. Then dig a little deeper and ask exactly what the buyer should be doing at every single step of the transaction. If you want more information, I've added more details to every step for the first-time home buyer that explains why each step is important, what are the legalities and the final outputs, and also how much it would cost the buyer at every step. Take advantage of the open house and the open house agent on site and ask them to be your guide. What to ask a real estate agent at an open house? Category number 2, facts. I'm going to then divide into material and environmental. Material facts are known facts about the property that the seller must convey. What to ask an open house agent about the material facts are: number 1, straight out ask them about the important things like the roof, the foundation, the age of the house, any major maintenances or upgrades, make, model, layout, flooring, and any and every description that they know about this entire property. That could be a lot, so ask for this. Don't worry, this example is my own listing, and it's a full client view of the listing in the Northwest MLS, which contains more and more accurate information than Zillow, Redfin, or any of the free websites out there. This is information that only licensed professionals have access to. Ask the open house agent for one of these. What else can you ask? Ask if there are supplements to the listing. There are additional information that are extremely helpful. For example, HOA, if it's a condo resale, and if you want to dig deeper into the knowns, the seller disclosure, the industry term, Form 17. While you're there, you might as well ask other relevant information, such as if the roof is composite What's the regular maintenance like? If the property was built in 1978 or before, how do I know that it's safe from lead paint? You get the idea. As far as environment, that's really up to your lifestyle. Some of the questions that I get a lot: number 1, the school district. Number 2, the commute. And number 3, shopping and dining. You can also ask about zoning, government, and the rate of population growth or decrease. Final category for today's video, the market. And not the national market on CNBC, but your local real estate market. For example, prices in Bothell has been dropping less than the national average. Let's subdivide this category into the general local market and how the property is positioned in the market. As far as the general local market goes, ask for today's hot sheet. A responsible open house agent should know exactly what you're talking about and be able to interpret the data for you, specifically whether the local market is a seller's or a buyer's market, as well as other stats that will help consumers. For example, the average days on market, the top, bottom, and average and median prices, and local pockets that are hot and cold. Now, about the specific property in the market. One question to ask the open house agent is, where is the CMA report? CMA as in Market Comparative Analysis. Your open house agent should have that readily available, and it will tell you how fair the price is in the local market right now. Last but not least, are there any other active listings similar to the property that you're looking for? The open house agent should have prepared a list. If you see anything interesting on the list, ask them for a private showing. In Bothell and Seattle and the greater Seattle areas, competition is fierce. If you're buying a home for the first time, you may not realize that the seller's motivation impacts whether you win the house you love or not. But hey, you're watching this video, so you do now. What else to ask a real estate agent at an open house? The seller's motivation. Ask them why the seller is selling. If they've already relocated to a new city for a new job, they're very motivated because they're probably paying 2 mortgages. If they're selling for a 1031 exchange, they're most likely stubborn on the price. Other motivation-seeking questions: how long has it been on the market? And are there any offers? I've left a few more in the description of the video. Of course, there are many other categories and questions that cannot make this video. That's why I've posted them in the description of this video and a link to my blog post with even more in-depth questions. Your time is more valuable than money. Even if you're in the initial stages of the home buying process, you should still make every minute count, knowing exactly what to ask a real estate agent at an open house. They're the secrets to a good open house, as in you getting the most out of your open house experience. To sum it up, what to do at an open house: walk around, eliminate what you're not looking for, and focus on what you are looking for. Understand the transactional process and ask questions. Again, my name is Nan Nan. I'm a local realtor right here in Bothell, Washington. I serve Bothell and the greater Seattle areas. For real estate needs, contact me with the information below.